So I've got Mike M0MSN and Tom M0RMY up today. And Tom said he'll take me through his Tarheel installation. Oh, it's extremely cool, I can tell you.
This is a Lido mount from a company in America.
Oh, okay.
And that's bolted to the seat mounting down here.
Lovely.
So this is a VHF FT400.
Alright.
And obviously this is a Kenwood TS480.
Yeah.
And
as an aside, where's the base unit of the 480?
under the seat. Right.
Under here, okay, fine.
And then because the antenna I'm using is a Tarheel,
Yeah.
which is a screwdriver antenna,
Yeah.
this box here, in association with another box which is hidden behind the seat, which you might have a look at in a minute,
Okay.
it's an automatic control unit for the up and down frequency tuning on the Tarheel antenna.
Alright.
And then the box below is allows, it's called it's a logic transfer box. And what is interesting is that I've had this target tuner for a number of years, but in order to make this thing talk to a Kenwood, you have to buy this interface module, and it's to do with voltage drop downs, I think, with logic transfer over the COM port.
Okay, a logic box of some description.
Yeah. And it would be nice, if they ever see this video, for West Mountain Radio to tell you that on the website when you buy a target tuner.
I see.
So I actually ended up phoning them, and they were very, very helpful.
Right.
To find out why this thing wouldn't talk to a Kenwood, and he said, you need a Kenwood interface. If I put this onto auto memory, I've already programmed in steps of 50 hertz on each band,
Yes.
where the antenna needs to be to have a nice SWR.
Yeah.
So that's one way of using this box.
Right.
So if we change bands now.
Oh, and it's even saying it's changing automatically.
Yeah, so what's happening here is that the Kenwood radio is talking to the target tuner.
Yeah.
And because it's got memory stored in it, it knows what frequency it's going to go to, and it'll go to the nearest frequency in its memory bank.
Yes.
And you can just about hear, that the antenna is actually moving at the moment.
Right.
And so what this means is that it's now. If I do that again, what you'll be able to hear as the antenna moves, you can.
Yeah.
That's the antenna moving and causing some, noise.
Interference, effectively.
But what we'll find in a minute, now we're going back down to 40, is that the signals on 40, if there were any, would come up. It'll stop in a second because it's still moving.
Oh, I see.
Now it's stopped, and then it's just checking. And then we're back on 40 now. So the SW, if I just M0RMY, there's the SWR there.
Oh yeah, do that again for me.
M0RMY, just checking.
Yeah.
And then of course now with the Kenwood, I can just, if I want to bring it in, I can just press the antenna tuner.
So now, for the benefit of aesthetics, that doesn't have to be doesn't have to be there, and that one doesn't have to be there.
No,
you could hide this once you were comfortable that everything worked.
I mean, I like to have it there because then I can see if there's any concern that it hasn't tuned properly. It tells me the SWR here as well.
Yeah.
It also gives the frequency readout here as well. So let's just do that again. The nice thing about this is,
so it's reading the cat.
So now it's moving again, and if we listen to the band, the other way of using a screwdriver antenna is just manually up and down here.
Because you can hear it.
And you'll hear the signals get stronger and stronger as we get the tune coming in. So all this...
I can see the S meter actually going up slightly.
Yeah. And there they are. And then let's just prove it to ourselves. I don't want to talk over those guys. M0RMY, so it's come down to about 1.5. And you can always change it.
If you wanted to, you could hit the ATU button, or retune it, faffing around.
Now the other thing this will do, which I don't use, is if I go to auto SWR tuning, I haven't done this for ages, but basically it's like, the SWR is so good here at the moment, it won't. What it does is, as you're transmitting, and the best way to do it is on AM or
a carrier.
It sniffs the SWR and then adjusts the antenna until it's in an acceptable range.
Yeah.
So that works that's one way. I don't use it in that mode because I prefer to have the memories.
Yeah, bolt it in once and that's it.
So the bottom line is, for a mobile install, what this, I think, there's a safety aspect to this. I'm not having, all I do is change frequencies.
Yeah, indeed.
And the antenna in that mode just tunes.
Yeah.
And so,
and roughly how long? I mean, you're going from 40 metres to 20 metres, which is about half.
Yeah.
Which 30 seconds? Roughly what you're into?
I mean, if you want, you can go from 80 to 10, and that takes about 40 seconds.
Oh, okay.
So you just have to be a bit patient.
All right. But okay, so obviously we've got power here.
Yeah.
This is something to do with
the
cat connected to the radio.
Connected to the body of the radio, which is under the floor.
Under the floor, yes, of course.
And then there's obviously a cable from the faceplate to the body of the radio.
Yeah.
That cable's connected to the. You can see in a minute if you want, but the other part of this
right.
mode.
Yeah. Okay.
This is connected to this.
Yeah.
And if you remember, those of people who've got ICOM radios, they use the CIV means of connecting radios to PCs.
Yeah.
And whereas the Kenwood uses the standard 9-pin COM port.
Yeah. RS-232.
Yeah. So that's it, and I'm really pleased with it. It's
it just works.
It just works, and.
So you were telling me earlier on you spent 15 years mucking around trying to get the right mobile install, spending God knows how much money.
Yeah.
Would you say you've got it now?
I think so. I think at the moment there's no other radio on the market with a flip-off front with 100 watts on HF that allows you to do this.
Yeah.
That I know of, and certainly there isn't one with a waterfall that's QRO at 100 watts. So.
Yeah.
And I just really like the Tarheel antenna just because of the way this works with it.
Yeah.
And it's sort of tune and forget type action. And I've had all the mobile antennas. I mean,
you name it.
Yeah, all the ham sticks. I've had chameleon antennas. I've had ATAS on an old Yaesu, which works fine, but only with a Yaesu, as you know.
Yeah.
But for sort of ease of use, this is the way forward. Now, this is 15 years of mucking about and experience.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to lie, this stuff's not particularly cheap.
No.
It may not be the first thing to do. So one option is to get a Tarheel or a screwdriver antenna and just go up and down and manually using your ears.
Okay.
Hear when you're on the right.
Yeah. Without all the fancy doobies. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And in fact, that's how I started out before I had a controller for mine. You just have a toggle button.
Yeah.
That comes with the antenna, and it just goes up and down and it tunes. So that's a good way of doing it.
But assuming, let's say I was going to put something like this in, once I was totally comfortable, I could not rip out, but I could relocate the aesthetics of the bits.
The only other thing to say for safety in a car, and at the moment I've adjusted this because I don't have a passenger today, is you need to be really careful about airbags.
Of course.
Having anything that's in the front of a car like this in front of where an airbag, so if this airbag goes off, it's going to hit that.
Yeah, indeed.
So if I've got passengers in here, I can't have. I move this towards myself a bit further.
Yeah, okay, fine.
And obviously just safety, that is. So just be aware of that for anyone who's putting mobiles into cars. Just be aware of airbag explosion.
Lovely. So under this seat here, would I be able to see it if I looked?
Look straight under the seat.
Oh, yeah. Mike's pointing out to me. Oh, how neat. Is it bolted down at the moment, Tom? Or?
It only went in a couple of days ago.
Yeah.
We're just discussing how to make that. It's pretty firm, but that will be firmer in there.
And what's this other thing in the back?
So if
we'll get young Michael here to open the door. My glamorous assistant.
When I got this is obviously my new truck, and I didn't want to drill any holes in it at all. So what I've made for various bits and pieces. Is plates. I made this plate, and they're using existing holes. This box here that you can see is HF antenna comes into it, and it's the sniffing RF sniffer control box for the
mountain
for the tuner, the target tuner.
Right.
And then on this side, there's various bits and pieces. That's a rig runner for DC distribution, 12 volts.
Cool.
That's the body of the FTM400.
Right.
And then this is a battery boost controller, which allows you, when you're sitting on the top of a hill talking for a long period of time, if the voltage on your battery is dropping, keeps it at 13.8 volts.
I see. Ideal for radios.
So, and because this truck's got two batteries in it, I run all of this off the auxiliary battery.
Yeah.
The leisure battery, for want of a better word.
Okay. And what's that, like 120 amp hours or something?
Yeah, something like that. And then it's all kitted out for solar if I need it to. So I can plug my solar panel into this.
Oh, nice.
And then charge while I'm sitting still if I need to.
Right, let me see. You got a little 270 here, kind of standard little thing, but the main Tarheel and tiny bit of rust here. Tom, we need to replace these with some stainless. I mean, but that's it. So it has power.
That's power to the motor inside.
12 volts, yeah.
And also, it's a turns counter in here, so
oh, I see.
So the data from the antenna position comes back.
Yeah. The screwdrivery bit is this bit.
Yeah.
And then the whip, can you have any size whip you want?
You can, actually, and that's one thing I do when I'm static mobile, is you'd need to adjust the memories on the tuner if you wanted to, but you can put a 9-foot tank on this.
Oh, nice.
Get a bit more metal in the air.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how much advantage that gives you.
Yeah.
I've not done that experiment, but
okay.
It just feels right to try it, and it works.
Oh, fantastic.
So, yeah.
For those of you who are wondering what sort of truck this is, Tom treated himself to something rather nice. Well, what's it called again?
This is an Ineos Grenadier.
Yeah. So it's kind of a Land Rover Defender on steroids before they canned it.
Before Land Rover stopped making proper.
Yeah, lovely. I really like the idea of an auto, screwdrivery thing. I just need to remind you, he's just installed this, so it's a bit higgledy-piggledy at the moment. Mike and I have just been talking about how Tom could, relocate, for instance, this under the seat and stuff, but he literally just got it working in the last couple of days. I think it's a great install. All right, well, from all of us here at World Headquarters, adios.
Live long and prosper.
What Mike said.